Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I was Ibukun's partner in the caving challenge. In other things, I've also been president of Durham University Tennis this year. I want to start by thanking Chantel and Brom for putting on such a brilliant event this afternoon. They put on plenty of brilliant events throughout the year, but it's lovely to get everyone together and to celebrate what has been a fantastic year. I want to take you through a few of my kind of key highlights from throughout the year and a few of the key events. There've been a lot, but I'll just focus on a couple that have particularly stood out. I think it started at the Pete Rigg residential weekend that we did, where a lot of us formed a brilliant community, and that I think has been one of the highlights of my time in Durham generally, but has really made this year and has brought a lot of us close together. I can see a lot of people nodding, and hopefully that means that everyone else enjoyed it as much as I did. It challenged us sometimes in unexpected ways, particularly in caving tasks. It's meant that we've had loads of socials throughout the year and have formed some really close friendships, which I think we will keep for years and years to come. And some of you are fortunate enough to be doing this again next year, and for that I'm very envious. And for those of you who haven't started, you've got a lot to look forward to. There have also been some brilliant talks throughout the year, particularly I think for me running a university sports club. I perhaps hadn't quite appreciated the importance of interpersonal skills, and particularly Guy Richardson's talk on conflict management and resolution has been invaluable this year in terms of dealing with certain things that have arisen within the tennis club and being able to manage those effectively. And then the Shoesmiths networking event and think tank in London was just a brilliant opportunity to meet a lot of other people, meet a lot of like-minded people. And it was nice to particularly meet mentors that were comfortable saying that it was okay to not know what you wanted to do going forward, and that it was okay to be uncertain. Kind of as Ibukun touched on, that uncertainty is fine, and that's something to embrace going forward. More generally, the Leadership Academy has given me a different circle of friends, different circle outside of college, different circle outside the sports teams, and Durham, quite often you end up forming these little circles, and it was brilliant to meet people from all walks of life and from a variety of backgrounds, and that's, I think, a very special element, and it's a group of people that you wouldn't necessarily get to be brought together in different circumstances. And it allows you to connect with people who want to get something out of Durham. Durham's very much a place that you get as much out of it as you want to put into it. And I think everyone who is sitting in the room today, and particularly the students, are students that really have thrown everything at Durham in order to get something back out of it. And that's been very special. So it's great to connect with those kind of like-minded people. And it's made this last year, my final year at Durham, very, very special, and allowed me to work on myself in ways that I haven't before and be challenged in ways that I haven't before. I want to end with a couple of thank yous. Firstly, it would be remiss of me not to thank my tennis partner and mentor, Ian. Ian and I have had perhaps a slightly different mentoring relationship this year. It's been a bit more relaxed, a bit more casual, essentially over the tennis court. We've won some great doubles matches together. I've also, to be polite, made sure he's let him win a couple of singles matches against me as well. But it's been invaluable having that relationship and having it in that more relaxed way. It doesn't necessarily have to be the most formal thing in the world, but it's been brilliant seeing each other fairly regularly, just over the tennis court, just having someone to talk to about careers, advice about the future, and about situations that come up in the team on a kind of weekly basis. And then thank you also to Chantel and to Brom in particular for running all the events throughout the year and putting together this brilliant event. You guys have very much been a port of call for me throughout the year, and I cannot thank you enough, and I'm sure everyone else who's been on the Academy will agree with me. It's been a year filled with smiles, laughter, and learning, and has taught me things that I'll take forwards into life beyond Durham. So thank you very much.